everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm taking you with me to Facts Fall Edition 2023. But before we get all our geeky shirts on, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome to Quill Scene. My name is Megan. If you like things that have to do with reading, with writing, with my adventures as a writer, with magic, with geeky stuff, then you're in the right place. Make sure to click on the magical subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell, because on that way you'll always get a notification whenever I upload something new. But yeah, as I said, grab your best or favorite geeky t-shirt, because we are going to Facts Fall 2023. So yes, Facts Fall 2023. Where do I start? Maybe with the bad news. Well, bad news. The thing was that for me, Facts, you have spring edition in like April, and you have an fall edition in October, November, somewhere along those lines. With the Writers Collective, it's one of the biggest events. Well, it actually is the biggest event that we do each time. We do both editions. It's also the event that costs the most of money, but also the event that asks the most of time to get everything in order. So yeah, it causes a lot of stress. But this edition was kind of extra stressful, because the months September, October, November, December are actually quite busy agenda-wise for me as a writer, especially the month of October, because in the month of October 2023 I had 5 events on my schedule, from which the last 4 to 3 were in 2 weeks' time. A few of those events were like signing in one of the bookstores or an event in a bookstore, but still, you know, it was a lot. Next to that, for the ones who don't know, I'm an ex-cancer patient. I had eye cancer when I was a baby, resulting that my immune system isn't the strongest one or the most solid one to start with, causing that when I get tired or exhausted even, my immune system basically waves with the white flag, and I get sick a lot on a short time period. And actually that started like end of August, and I started like that I was having a fever, coughing, sneezing, stuff like that, like flu symptoms for a week, and then it was again 2 weeks okay, which was a good thing, because I went to Disneyland Paris with one of my best friends in that time. So luckily I was healthy back then, but then I came back home, and again I think the exhaustion of 3 days running around in Disneyland, in combination with the things that were on our schedule, both as a writer as in my personal life, I got sick again. This time it was more like on my airways. I had trouble breathing, I was coughing a lot, again fever, again a week that I was like in bed and out of bed and back into bed again, so that was my life that week. Then again 2 weeks okay, then again sick, and that was like a cycle that kept repeating. But when Facts Fall happened, which was the 21st and the 22nd of October, I was feeling okay. That is, until half the first day. So on Saturday we were there. The event started for the main public at 10, for the VIPs at 9, so we had to be there at 8. But of course we already went to the Friday before the event. We drove to Ghent in Flanders Expo, where the event happens. We already set up our booth, so Saturday we just arrived, tweaked fine-tuned our booth, so that at 9, when the VIPs who have like the golden tickets arrive, our booth was ready. And I said, and as I said, it was okay until like around noon. I started to get a headache. My voice was starting to disappear, and I had again like the weight like on my chest. The breathing was starting to get a bit more difficult. But again, I also have asthma, so maybe that was that. I wasn't too worried. But of course, as the day progressed, my voice went away even more and more. A little side note was that normally we give panels. We give usually 2 panels, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. But because of a schedule conflict, our panels were both hosted on Saturday, which in hindsight was a gift because on Saturday I still had a little bit of voice left, and when you had like a microphone in front of you, you didn't notice it too much. Maybe back to the booth. Our booth existed out of me with my books, because I write as Morgan Blade. My mom, of course, who was there with our Magical Treasures display potions, and we also had like a little corner for Sparks of Darkness, which is the business of Emmeline, Matthias' fiancée, who makes gorgeous gothic chic candles. She couldn't join us, sadly, so we said just give us some candles and we display them and sell what we can. And then the other writers of the Writers Collective in our booth were Petra Doom, Jelmer Panman from Helden op Papier, Heroes on Paper, who writes his own D&D adventures, Ben Stewart, and Dimitri Balkan. Matthias Mahot was also there, but he wasn't part of our booth, in fact, because his publisher is there also with the booth, and when his publisher is there is on the same event as the Writers Collective, the authors that belong to the publisher have to be on the booth of the publisher. So Matthias was also there, but at the booth of his publisher. But he also was part of our panels. So on Saturday we did 2 panels. Again, my little sheet. The first one was about Only as Good as Its Villain. We talked about villains in stories and how you write a good villain. And then the second one was Short Stories, Big Impressions, which was a special one because just like the year before, we launched a new story bundle called Waken, de laatste uren van het jaar, or Wake, the last hours of the year. There isn't an English version yet. It's still in Dutch, but yeah, that was our new story bundle, and it's actually about what if the holidays that we all know of are people, or well, people with magical abilities, and they get invited on the last day of the year to come say their goodbyes to the end, the new year, well, yeah, the old year that is dying, and to ease its pain, they tell their stories. And so every writer had to pick their own holiday, and I did Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year, and I wrote The Year of the Tiger, again, still only in Dutch. I hope someday it gets translated, who knows. But also the stories of St. Patrick, of Midsummer, of Halloween and Christmas were told in that bundle. And during that panel, we actually launched the bundle, but also talked about how we went to write short stories, how the idea came for the bundle, how the way of working together with the writers happened and went and stuff like that. But as I said, I was getting sick. Well, not like I didn't have a fever or anything, but again, my airways and my voice. So a good thing that those panels were on Saturday, because when Sunday came and I woke up, my mom came to wake me up and I stood up, and the first thing I did was test my voice, and I wanted to say hi, and that was what came out. So on Sunday my voice was completely gone, and then you have to know that I still had an entire day to sell books. So good thing was I tried to, you know, write some notes from hi. Sadly, I lost my voice, but I would love to tell you about my books through writing. And then I had like cards with all the information of every book that of all my books that I had. And luckily, the readers were very kind. The funny thing was that even I sold more books on Sunday than on Saturday. On which the joke started like, you have to lose your voice more. But yeah, that was kind of like the vibe of Facts. Also a little side note, as I said, we did 2 panels. I filmed both of them, but the panels are in Dutch. So I will also upload the panels in its whole after this vlog. But again, those are in Dutch, so you won't sadly understand a lot of them if you don't speak Dutch. But for the Dutch-speaking people, they are coming. You'll see them in hopefully a few days appear. But yeah, as I said, Facts Fall 2023 will mostly be the edition in my memories as the one where I lost my voice. Actually, I should have dressed up as Ariel because there was a woman who was who had cosplayed as Ursula and who was running around. And yeah, there were also jokes like, yeah, she stole your voice, you know, as it goes on the geeky fantasy-like fests. But yeah, it was again a very fun event, even though I was sick. One for the memory books. And again, I can't wait to see what next year will bring for both Facts Spring and Facts Fall. Because yeah, as I said, those are again on the agenda normally for 2024. So yeah, very curious about that. And that was it already for this video. If you liked it, please leave a little thumbs up or a comment down below, or both. I love your feedback and it also helps my channel grow, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I see you guys soon for another bookish, magical, maybe panel, maybe, well, probably on the go video. Bye!